All right, I've had a few requests to try a CrossWordle, and I just kind of looked at the rules and how it works, and I think I understand, so I'm gonna try one here. I'm just on the unlimited version, not the daily puzzle version. And I'm on normal. I might try a hard one, we'll see how the normal one goes. But the way this works is you're given the final answer, which in this case is worse, and you have to come up with the words to fill in above it. Now, I don't think there's a unique solution to these, so there's more than one possibility. But essentially, you have to, it has to follow normal Wordle rules, and it sort of assumes that they're using hard mode. And so, if you put an R up here in this yellow in the first row, you're then gonna have to have an R in every guess after that. And if you guess, it also assumes that you're not reusing a gray letter. So it's sort of assuming you're using hard mode and also, I guess, good strategy. So if you put a P up here in this first position, for example, you can't then use a P down here in your second guess. And you'll notice it pops up with a little triangle here in the corner. And if you say show errors, it says error, a previous row already used this letter. So that's not allowed. Yeah, so I guess the best way to approach it is probably to work backwards. Now, obviously, this has to be an O, so we know that much. Now, these two have to be W-R-S-E, and obviously this one can't be an R and this one can't be an S. So, let's see, if we put... It's interesting, so, whichever of these four letters we don't use in this row here, we can't use them in the first or second either. Because we can't use an S up here and then not use it down here. And we also know that these two, do these two have to be different? I guess that's a good question. So what I'm wondering is, could we do, for example, R in both of those? No, okay, so you can't. So that's what I figured, you can't, since you already, if you put an R here, and it's yellow, you know that there's no R in that position, so it won't let you put an R there. So, what's interesting about that is, these two here have to be, okay, so this letter here can't be there, but it has to be in one of these. So this could be an O or it's this letter. That's interesting, okay. So let's just see if we can come up with a word. So we can't put an R there, we could put an S. And then maybe an E. Can we do... Oh, but we can't do an R, so... Will it let us do two S's? I think it'll let us do poses. I think that works. Yeah, I don't see any errors. It pops up and lets you know if you made an error. So now this one can't be an E. It has to be an O or an S. And this one can't be an S. If we're putting an S here, then this one can't be an S. It's probably gonna flag that. Yep, it does, because, yeah. So this would have to be maybe an E. Oh, but it can't be an E. Oh, right. Because of the E here, that can't be an E. So this can't be, so these would have to be S and O, and that can't be an S. Okay, so we can't do S and E down here, is essentially what that's saying. Okay, I think I'm understanding now. So if this is S, you can't put an S here, so you'd either have to have an S there as well, or, so we could do, I guess what we could do is we could do posed, and then we could still put an S here. This would have to be an O. And then this would have to be an S at that point, because it can't be the O, and it has to be one of these that you've used, so that would have to be an S. So we could do this, so what can we put across here now? We can't use a P, a D, a W, an R, an E. What would even work with an OS? We need to use probably an I or an A, because we can't use E, and we can't use O, so... What about tacos? We could put tacos there. That would work. And then we just need a word up here that has the S and doesn't use T, A, C, P, D, W, R, or E. That's all. So we could do an I or a U. What's gonna come before the S? U, S-I-N, G. There we go. All right, cool. So that was fun. That's really interesting. Let's see. Show another solution. So let's see what some other solutions would have been. We did using tacos posed worse, which is almost a sentence actually. But let's see what some other solutions were. Fruit, manor, dowry. Okay, so I thought about using a W there, but I wasn't coming up with words that would fit. So tumor, grail. It looks like they're, oh, dowry vowed was in there too. Mode. So a lot of the other answers have a W in here. Posed, using, chaos. Okay. Cool. All right, so I am gonna try. All right, so I've rearranged things a little bit on the screen here because I'm gonna try a hard one now, and they are longer, apparently. Hard ones are nice and long. So we can immediately fill in the greens. That gives us a start. Okay, now we know this has to then be, oh, it has to be an O. That's the only option, because the yellow here has to be used down here, and it can't be the E or the R, or can it? That's a good question. Can we put an R there? It won't let us put an R there, and I'm not sure why. Too many occurrences of this letter in this row. Oh, right, because, oh, okay. Yeah, because if this is yellow and that's green, there would have to be two R's in the answer, and there's not. So this has to be an O. Okay, which means this one cannot be an O. This has to be an E or an R. This one could be an O, E, or R. But this has to be an E or an R. I mean, E seems less good as a starting word, but it's doable. All right, anyways, let's come back down here. Let's see, what can we do? I'm actually gonna look at this one first, I think. I feel like there's a lot more options for this word. So let's look at this one. Other? Other would work. Now that means we can't use the T or the H anywhere else. So if this started with E, what could we do? We're not gonna be able to use O or E in our first two guesses, and we can't repeat a vowel, so I kind of need to save some vowels up there. So it feels like I should use an O here, so that I can save the A and the I and the U for up at the top. So maybe it'd be better to use an R here. But then what's gonna go here? It can't be another O. Ah, you know what we should do? Instead of other, we should do offer, because it only uses up the F. That would be good. And then, I mean, I thought about riots here, but now we've used our I, so we have to use only A and U up here, one in each, or Y, I guess. So riots is probably not great. Using the double letters is a good strategy, I think, because it gives you more options as you get farther up. So I wonder if there's a word we could do down here with a double letter. There might be, but I'm not seeing one. There could be a word that I'm not familiar with that would fit in there, but I'm not seeing one. So we're gonna probably have to use two letters here. Let's put poker in there for right now. K isn't a real common letter, so although we could do something with a CK up here maybe. Ooh, actually, let's not put that there right now, because what I'm thinking is snack might be really good for one of these two words. Now, these two you could really do in either order, because they're gonna have to be 10 unique digits, but snack would be a good one. And then we need one with a U, maybe like PU. Then that often has an R, which we can't use, but what about putty? Putty is good. It has the double T, uses the U and the Y. I like putty there. Now we just gotta fill in the rest of these grays with letters that we haven't used yet. And so we can look at the keyboard here, and this can be an E, remember, it doesn't have to be an R. And this actually doesn't have to be an O. This could be an E as well. We could do something like this. Can we have another? I think we could have two. Oh, we can't do two E's. Why not? Oh, okay. Yeah. Because that's right. So if you have two E's here, so actually I could put another E over here, but not here because it colors the first one when it's making it yellow. But I could put another E over here. But not if I don't have an E over here. If I do R and O, then I can't put an E because it would have to be yellow. But I could do something like this. I could also put in, no, I can't put an O there. That's right, that has to be an R or an E. We could also put an R there and an O there. Oh, and then, look at this. We can do, and I haven't used an I. Eerie. We'll use 3 E's. That's a really good one. Okay, now we just gotta fill this part in. Yeah, because I didn't use the I did the A and the U up here instead. So what letters haven't we used? I just need 2 letters that fit in here. Homer. There we go. All right, cool. So that was a hard one. That's really cool. That's a lot of fun. All right, I'm gonna try an easy one now. Why not? All right, so this is an easy one. So we're gonna put S and A. We'll see if we can do this one quickly. Snaps. No, snap. Is snap a word? That's not a word. Okay, didn't think so. It's got to be an R or a P or a K. Snake. Snake would work. Now this needs to be A or K. Let's do K and A. K-A, what would work there? Maybe kebab? There we go. All right, cool. Okay, so I think I'm gonna actually try the daily CrossWordle for March 24th now, but that one I'm gonna post as a shorts video. So link in the description and possibly up above, the usual places where you can go watch me solve today's daily CrossWordle. And let me know in the comments what you think of CrossWordle and if you'd like to see more of these in the future. And be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon with some more puzzles. Thanks, bye.